start with Pilo, Shine. What this is mixtape? Is this a mixtape? Is this an album? Who knows?
Unclear for sure on this one. Think of an album.
Yeah, I'm gonna say mixtape only because that's how it was on YouTube, but it could go either way. It's a Chance the Rapper type mixtape, I think.
Fair, yes.
Pilo, part of the HBK Heartbreak Gang, from the Bay Area. Not too familiar with him. Obviously, I think he's a newer artist, as I think that group is fairly new as well, right?
So Pilo as a performer is relatively nascent. He was well known for being a producer for a while, but the HBK gang actually kind of made noise, I don't know, 5 years ago, because Sage the Gemini, who's in that gang, went viral with the song Gas Pedal. I don't know if you remember that song, Gas Pedal and Red Nose. These two viral hits, remember around that time, when Bobby Shmurda and people like that with just viral rap songs were really starting to happen at that time. And Gas Pedal was really one of those first ones to do that. But yeah, Sage and I Am Sue, who I feel like I see I Am Sue t-shirts on people more than I see or hear his songs these days. Those two, and then Pilo, were, I think, the faces of that crew. But yeah, they never really broke through beyond Sage's brief moment in the spotlight. So yeah, I think they're pretty under the radar artists all around.
From my count, at least going by Spotify, this seems to be his third album, I believe. Pilo, last year's Prime being his most recent before this, and as you can probably tell by the review, I'm not super familiar with him. Dave, you obviously are a little bit more familiar. I was pleasantly surprised listening to this. It starts off with a really great, with the title track, which I thought was really great. And moving through the tracks, I felt like it had a decent flow to it. I was impressed with the way he kind of floated over a lot of the tracks on this. And I actually didn't look up. Did he produce this himself as well?
He produced lots of it. The Pilo Time to Bring the Bass Down is his DJ tag or producer tag. So yeah, he's all over this, which I think is really one of the highlights because it sounds great.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Is I think if anything, the production on it is probably the strongest part. What was your just like general thoughts? And let's pick a couple tracks to jump into.
Oh yeah, of course. So I think actually I really came into knowledge of Pilo through his friendship collaborations with G-Eazy of all people, because G-Eazy is the biggest Bay Area act we have these days, but Bay Area overall as a contemporary scene is still pretty under the radar. People just don't think of it. We talked about the West Coast revival all the time. We talked about YG this year. We talked about Kendrick Lamar, everyone in the West Coast, Tyler, but we kind of forget the Bay, which always has had its own unique identity, as everyone knows, the hyphy movement. But after Mac Dre, after E40, after Too Short, who are these Bay artists, and SOBRB made noise last year. F the Pharaoh's pretty cool. Saweetie is from the Bay. But I feel like Pilo and these HBK guys probably hold it down the best, because this production that most of it's Pilo himself too, is just straight hyphy music, straight Bay Area bounce, and it's great. I think it sounds cool, and because Pilo's from the area, because this is his scene, his type of rap, he knows how to flow on these beats. And even if he was a producer first, and I still think he's a better producer than a rapper, I still think he's good as a rapper in this lane. So I think it's a really pleasant listen. I think at times it can be a little samey in the sense that his delivery, which I like his delivery, I like his flow, but it can get a little repetitive, I suppose. And his lyrics are probably down the middle, nothing too introspective, but it's a really effective hyphy vibe, which is uncommon in 2019, to say the least.
Yeah, that bounce is really apparent, and I think is what I enjoyed most about the record. Is it was just fun, jumping around from track to track. Shine, I think, is a really well produced and really bouncy track. The way it starts off just like catches you immediately. I like What It Takes a lot. I felt like that was like a really like more like low key, groovy, smooth track. And probably Sneeze and Let You kind of rounded out the top four for me on this. Really just found those to be the most catching. And again, that I think when this album's at its best is when you kind of are just bobbing along to it and you kind of just feel that energy flowing through the songs. And Pilo really impressed me with this. What were some of the tracks that you enjoyed the most?
Yeah, I liked Just Gang, track 4, like House with Mike Sherm, who I'm not familiar with, but he fit right in on that one. I like Type Beat. Type Beat actually came out on like a 3-track EP Pilo put out a few months ago. I think that one perhaps is like the crystallization of that bounce that he owns so well. I think, like, and as you said, some of these songs, some of these beats, they just really go. So you can really just bob your head to. And a lot of fun. A lot of these songs remind me of, I think the highlight from Prime last year was called Same Squad. Again, it's just this very distinct, type of production. And he just, it's fun. So I think those are my highlights. Probably any other ones? Yeah, I think that those are the best ones. But I think I like the Kalani song as well. So that's Sneeze. Kalani also actually a Bay artist. So, yeah. Pilo not gonna be a star. He doesn't make the type of music that's gonna go viral or anything. But it's cool to see the Bay still thriving. And Nef DeFaro actually, his friend, dropped a tape last week as well, same day as Stiz, and we're not reviewing that today, but he's another one that is interesting to watch. And just like SOBRB, there seems to be some new voices coming up, so it's just cool to see something already so distinctly of where it's from, like Pilo shine.
Yeah, shout out Bay Area.